have a few goals that I am hoping for my life that kind of sparked this journey. So the first goal is to feel good in my body. So this I feel like can mean like, oh, looking good in a bikini or like trying to look good in your body. And that's not really what I mean. I mean, I am 25 years old and I have a lot of back pain. I am very winded easily. I realized I catch myself like winded putting on my clothes. I find myself winded going up a flight of stairs, which should be normal for a 25-year-old. I have really just been neglecting my body in a lot of ways. My body is extremely stiff. Definitely haven't been stretching a lot or really moving a lot, especially since I have a 9 to 5 now. And I do believe my outward appearance is a reflection of how I treat myself every day, of what I put in my body, how I treat my body. And so I know I do believe my body will get better, but that's not like the main reason why I started this. Also, when I was living in Tokyo, I went to Mount Tako and it was absolutely beautiful. We took the short way up, but the longer way down. And during the down, there were so many older Japanese people with their sticks and going up these crazy long routes, and they were a lot older than me, and yet they were still performing at a ridiculously probably better than I probably would right now. And so my goal really is just to live a long and happy and healthy life, not really caring about how I look on the outside. My grandparents are definitely people who I look up to in this. They are in their 80s and I still think they are considered very healthy. They are moving their body every day. They read, they're always talking to people, and they're always still watching what they put in their bodies. It's not about how they look. You know, they've been looking the same age for a long time, but it's more about how they feel. It's more about being around for their grandchildren. So that's something I really want for myself. I really want a long and healthy life. I don't want to be in the hospital or have a bunch of medication. I would like to live a life where I can only go to the doctor for my yearly checkup and be considered healthy enough that I can just live a healthy, normal life. Number two goal is to build trust with myself. I have really not stuck to my word. Like I would say, I'm going to start tomorrow, and then it would just be a cycle of, oh, starting tomorrow, starting next week, starting tomorrow. And I never really actually did anything. And that broke a lot of trust in myself. So when I started saying that stuff, I was like, okay, every single time I say that and nothing happens, then yeah, I guess I just don't have any trust in myself, and it became a really unhealthy relationship with myself. I felt like I knew a lot of information because I read a lot of books and I was able to help others, but I couldn't even take my own advice. Like I thought I was going to become Superwoman overnight and fix my life in a weekend, and that's just not possible. Even though I lied to myself and said, "Oh, like my life is going to be fixed within this weekend or overnight," just to find out I was disappointed again. But I still did little things that still gained trust in myself. And I switched from looking at my losses to looking at my wins, and that really helped me to stay consistent and to keep going. Goal number three is probably my most important. It's something I've been struggling with my whole life, and that's balance. This is not some kind of lose 50 pounds really fast. This isn't some kind of like keto diet, any kind of diet. I cut out zero food. A healthy lifestyle can still mean a joyful life. My weekdays can still be disciplined, and I can still enjoy my weekends and relax without feeling guilty. In the past, cutting out foods that I loved just made me crave them more. And so I found I allowed myself to eat whatever I wanted and just put more healthy food into my daily things that I like pita bowls and stuff like that. And I actually found that I craved food less because before I would be like, oh, I only have tonight to eat this food, so I might as well eat as much as I can because tomorrow I have to start this diet. And instead, it's more of a balance. So I think I ordered pizza, I think Saturday or Sunday, I can't really remember, but I only ate half of it because usually I would eat it all or like eat as much as I can because it's like, oh, I have to start tomorrow. I only ate half of it because I felt content. I knew it was going to be there tomorrow. I didn't feel like I had to have it all. And I actually completely forgot it was even in there. I actually didn't even feel like I needed it or wanted it like I would if I was trying to just completely trying to take it out of my diet. I noticed more that I allowed myself to enjoy the food. I felt the less need to scrape the plate clean. And I ended up eating less junk food over time and slowly have started building a better relationship with food. And food is no longer my enemy. Number four is consistency over perfection. This is something I'm still struggling with, but I realize that life is not meant to be lived like a robot. I am not meant to be disciplined, productive, and work hard every waking hour of my life. Say my goal is to read 10 pages of a book a day. And so, say I didn't have time to do it or just exhausted from working all day, I could not do it, or I would read 10 pages. But this time, I was like, okay, if I read just a sentence, that's still progress. And still celebrating that I was able to do that. Because even small progress is still progress. So realizing I'm not perfect and being just consistent is good enough. So right now I'm going to talk about my wins for the week. I was very proud of myself. I woke up at 5 a.m. every weekday. So that was really good. Again, starting to see a better relationship with food with myself. That's a huge step, something I've been struggling with since like middle school, high school. I've always struggled with this. So having food looked at as love and caring instead of looking at as an enemy really, really is a big step for me. So before this, I would have upper back pain like really, really bad. But the last 2 or 3 days, I haven't even noticed it. So that's really rewarding for me as well. And I have been getting less winded. So that's good. I will say it's not perfect, but I have noticed like most of the time, 9 times out of 10, I am less winded. There are a few times I realize that I'm like, oh, I still have that, but I do think that it is getting better. Now I'm going to talk about what I can do better for next week because I'm still a work in progress. I'll always be a work in progress. So the first thing is how to handle my emotions. I still get very overwhelmed with my emotions. I allow them to control my life sometimes, and it almost feels like sometimes my emotions can ruin my day. So that's something I'm still trying to work on and work through little steps that I can figure out how my emotions cannot ruin my life. I know last Monday I was extremely sore from working out. I think it was like probably 7 days in a row or something, and then working on the weekend. And Monday is usually my leg day, and I was so sore from working out on the weekends. But instead of allowing myself to rest more, I was trying to push through a leg workout, and I ended up just like hurting myself, not like in a bad way, but like I was just like, oh, what am I doing? I should have just. So next time, if I'm like today, I'm feeling really sore. So tomorrow, if I do something, it's just gonna be like stretching or just some like cardio. Really, just taking it easy on my body and listening to my body, rather just being like, oh, today's Monday, I have to do legs. Literally, like listening to my body instead of just being on a schedule. Another thing that I did that kind of messed up my mind a little bit was trying to cut my weekends short. Um, to read and stretch and all those things in the evening, and that kind of made my weekends less fun. It kind of felt like I had a weight in the shoulder, like, oh, I couldn't enjoy my weekends fully because I had to do this thing in the evening, and that definitely made it so I actually haven't really read or stretched or anything since that weekend. But changing my mindset into again enjoying my weekends, allowing myself to relax, realize I'm not a robot. I can have a few days where I don't have to worry about that stuff, or if I do it, I can do it in my own time, not in the evenings. A really good person for this is my dad. He's been waking up at 4:45 every weekday for gosh, like 11 years now, and he allows himself to fully enjoy his weekends. He has no restrictions on the weekends. He eats a healthy lunch and breakfast every day, the same thing every weekday, but allows himself to enjoy his life. And I consider my dad very healthy and someone I can look up to in this process. I will say my anxiety is coming back in really, really big waves. I've had a lot of anxiety lately, whether it's right before I go to bed, whether it's right when I wake up, whether it's just middle of the day. I've just been living in a prison in my own mind, and so figuring out something I can do for that. I deal with a lot of catastrophic thinking that is very weighing on me. So another habit that wasn't reading, stretching, my evening routine that kind of fell short was learning Japanese. I think I just forgot about it. I think I just got so busy. So maybe some having some kind of checklist for the weekdays to be like, oh, did I actually do that? Because sometimes I would just forget. Maybe like picking up that hobby again would be really fun. And the last thing I actually didn't write down, but I just noticed, I think I needed to be drinking more water. I noticed I had really bad cramps in my legs the last time I went to the gym and did legs. And so, yeah, I think that's another thing I want to work on. Not a crazy amount, like a gallon or anything like that. I think that my recommended is like 60 to 80 ounces of water. So if I can just at least hit that 60-ounce mark, that would be really cool. Pray for a healthy body, mind, soul, and heart for you and your loved ones.